Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. That's right, Monday through Friday at noon, coming to you live from the Tony Ocean Show Facebook page, the Mo Carraro Facebook page, the Ocean's Pit Facebook page. We're on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter. It's lunchtime. It's Halloween, October 31st. Every show is dedicated to the first responders, the men and women in the military, our veterans who fought for our country, and mostly for people like you who take the time and watch the show. Check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com, and give us a call at 847-769-8609. This hour is all about you want the best, you got the best, the greatest rock and roll band in the world, Kiss. And why not? It's Halloween. And we're going to have some fun. We got Matt Kassane, comic actor, with us. Also, the lead singer of TNT, one of the greatest AC/DC tribute bands. And also he played Ace with Creatures of the Nighttime World, Kiss band. And we're going to talk about Kiss. We're going to talk about Ace. We're going to talk about all the history of Kiss. And that's about. So it's showtime. Richie from Seventh Heaven is going to take us in, as he does every day at 12 o'clock. It's Ocean's Pit showtime. Yeah, it is, folks. And we are at Ocean's Pit. It's a beautiful day. It's Halloween. Guys, thank you for joining us. And before we get to all the fun about Kiss, let's talk about the number one sponsor, our good friends, Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Guys, Blackstone 20-inch griddle with hood, $279.99 down from $399. That's a $30 savings. Save up to $150 on Milwaukee Pack-Out. Save between $50 and $150 on Milwaukee's modular Pack-Out tool storage system when you spend $199 or more. That's right, folks. Our friends from Ace Hardware. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before our good friends from Ace Hardware. Hey, guys, thanks for joining us. Matt Kassane and, of course, Jim Rowan. I've known Jimmy, my first rock bands. We were a band called Tether. I was 16 old, had no clue what I was doing. And the band was a lot of, I've known for almost 30 years, 40 years, whatever. And it's great to see you guys here. First of all, Matt, how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on. I'm all excited to talk about Ace Frehley and Kiss.
And Kiss. And then, of course, Jim Irwin. How you doing? Great seeing you guys on Wednesday. How you doing, Jimmy?
Doing great, Mo. How are you doing?
Good. Hey, every day above ground is a good day. A little whiskey in the morning, and it's a good day. So we're going to have a little fun. We're talking about Kiss and Kiss. Now, here's a band. I don't know how many years they've been together. When they hit the scene. Now, I notice when you talk to people, they're either Kiss fans, they either love Kiss or hate Kiss. There's no in between. It's almost like Tony Ocean. Either you like them or you hate them, and that's all there is to it. But I've never been a huge Kiss fan. I mean, I got a bunch of maybe 15 songs that I love, and most of them I loved after they took the makeup off, because when everybody was into Kiss with the makeup, okay. Dr. Love was cool. Christine 16. Hard Luck Woman, Rock and Roll All Night. Then when Lick It Up and all that stuff happened, then I went back and started listening more to the catalog of all the great stuff they had. The band started with a crazy, they took a little bit of the New York Dolls. They took a little bit of this to come up with that makeup. let's go, Matt. How old were you the first time you heard of Kiss?
Rock and Roll All Night, the live version from Alive was the first song I ever heard. I think it was probably the first song most kids heard on the radio back in 1975 when the album came out. And I did not turn 10 years old till late October of 75. So I was probably about nine years old.
What was your thought when you're seeing these crazy guys, the covers, the Ace Man, the Star Child, the Demon, the Catman? What was your thought as a kid? There's got to be the coolest superheroes, right? What were you thinking? You had your Evil Knievel fucking guy on the motorcycle, and then you had Kiss comic books. I mean, it was Kiss. What did you think?
I just loved them. Everybody fell in love with Kiss like that. They just came out of nowhere. When nobody realized how long they'd been on the road struggling and playing and stuff like that and driving around in a station wagon. But when that album took off, it just they went from 0 to 1,000 just like that. Just like Frampton. Frampton Comes Alive. It's the same scenario. Had all these great records and nobody heard of the poor guy, and then he put out the live record, and it was just like a blueprint for rock bands back in the 70s. Cheap Trick and Budokan, the first 3 albums bombed. Then they put out Budokan. It's like, man, it just blew up.
It blew up. Jim Irwin, how old were you when you first heard of Kiss?
Probably around the same age as Matt, 10, 11. Standing in line at waiting for tickets at North in Harlem Ticketron or Ticketmaster, and over there in the albums was these cartoons looking at me, and I got out of line a second and went and looked at it and held it, and I can imagine now just standing in line with my Kiss album, waiting for tickets. Like I said, probably for Ted Nugent, maybe Cheap Trick, I don't know who it was. But yeah, that's the first time I bought their first album, standing in line, just because of their appearance. And I heard of them at that point. But it was when the Alive album came out, like Matt said. That's what made them huge.
Yeah. They were very, very cool.
That's it.
For everything.
That's it.
Everything they did. Yeah, they were very cool. Guys, you're watching. I'm going to look on the chat right now and see who's watching this particular show right now. There's a few people I'm trying to click on here. This is a special tribute to Kiss. Buddy, Kenny, how you doing, man? Kathy, Daryl, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, you gotta love it, man. Costumes, Albert. Kiss was more of a novelty band, and it's for you. So, like I said, either people liked them. Jeff Hunt, how you doing? Of course, works with 770 on the road. Hey guys, you guys got something on? I can hear something coming on. You might want to lower your radio or whatever you guys got on. I
don't have anything.
I'm hearing something.
No?
Okay. All right.
I hear it too. I thought it was I just thought it was part of the audio. I don't know what that is.
I don't have
No,
anything.
it's gone. It seems like it's gone now. Mike Pappas, how you doing, Sandra? Okay, so all right, so Kiss comes out. They travel all over the world.
It's your mic tone. It's your mic. When you talk, it's the only time that we hear it.
Check.
I don't know what it is.
Let's try this one.
Oh wait, now there it is again. I don't know.
All right,
I don't know.
Don't worry about it. All right, guys.
I don't know what it is.
We're like okay. We just lost Jim Irwin now. Jim,
I'm here.
There's Mary Davis. Yeah, but you're not on the screen, buddy.
Hold on, I'll get it.
Yeah. Anyway,
So checking the
There it is.
me.
He's back.
they take over the world music-wise. That time was Kiss Alive, like you said, Budokan, Frampton Comes Alive. So it's good. Richard says, "What did the ghost say when he woke up with a hangover? I really need to lay off the booze." Okay, there you go.
I'll be here all
Nice
week.
one. Nice one. What do you call an Italian ghost? A fungool. Fungool. All right. Anyway, we're talking Kiss. All right, so they made them. I mean, they took over the world. Rock and roll all night, obviously. Detroit Rock City, everything they did. And then what Kiss did, how you doing, Ryan? How you doing, Gina? How you doing? Dennis, call Tommy, reopen the government. Okay, Dennis, Lake Geneva, how you doing? Then they come out with this movie called Kiss Meets the Phantom.
Oh no!
It came out October 28th, 1978, 47 years ago today. I mean, I don't know what they were thinking. I thought the worst movie I ever seen music-wise was Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band with Peter Frampton and the Bee Gees.
And Aerosmith.
I thought that was the worst.
Well, Aerosmith, if I could just interject, Aerosmith did Come Together, which became a pretty big hit.
Right.
Yeah, pretty big hit. They took a Beatle tune and they made it a hit. Boy, that's real genius.
And don't forget George Burns was in that too.
Yeah, right. So, okay, you're big Kiss fans. Were you disappointed or were you excited when you seen Kiss? Let's start with you, Matt. Were you excited when you seen the movie? Said, what the hell drug are these guys on?
No, okay, so here's what happened. It was my 13th birthday. It was October 27th, 1978. I'm not sure, but it was right around that time. So I was with my friends up in Wisconsin because we used to live in Wisconsin. And I went up there for my birthday, and we all came over to my friend Rob's house, and they knew that I loved Kiss. So we were 8th graders. Okay. So we all came over. It was like maybe 5 or 6 kids, 8th grade boys. And we all started watching Kiss Meets the Phantom at Rob's house. And this is a true story. By the end of the film, we all hated Kiss.
Yeah.
We cut out. We
Jimmy, what
left.
about you? You said, "Oh, Jimmy, what do you thought? Come in. What was your real thoughts when you seen the movie?" I know everybody was excited when they announced the movie. They were kind of excited to see what it was like. But when you seen the finished product, Jimmy, what was your thoughts?
Well, that's it exactly. Oh, Kiss has come out with a movie. Holy cow! Star Wars was big at the time, and they're gonna do some sci-fi thing. How cool is this gonna be? Kind of like what they're doing now with the AI stuff. I can't wait to see if this is Kiss meeting the Phantom 2 in a little bit when they start doing the AI stuff. But yeah, it was rather disappointing. It's like seeing your heroes fall apart, seeing Michael Jordan fall apart, in front of your eyes is not a fun time.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it was great because I hated Michael Jordan. I'm a big Knicks fan. So for me, it was very nice when Michael went down. But I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Guys, was there any good song, anything come out of that movie that was a positive? Was there like a song that they released for the movie?
No.
Or nothing like that?
No, they did. No. They just did their hits, their old hits.
Yeah, and Ace had a different voice. And if I'm not mistaken, there was a black guy that played him in one scene.
Yeah, Peter had a different voice. They had to redub all Peter's lines because his Brooklyn accent was so thick. But Ace did have a stunt double that was actually a black dude.
It was almost when you watch the Beatle cartoons and George Harrison sounded like a German Nazi, like he will get you. I mean, when we used to watch those cartoons of the Beatles. All right, so Phantom, you guys kind of lost it for them, and then whatever. We're talking Kiss. This is Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. I just want to say before we get back into Kiss, I want to thank everybody that showed up last night, the Village Pub on North Riverside, and thank you, George, and the staff. They do an incredible job there. First prize winner was Gumby, $100, and the Disco Queen Dana won second prize at $75. We're going to keep the party tonight, the very first ever Halloween party at Chicago Prime Steakhouse tonight. $100 cash prize and more great prizes tonight, 8 o'clock. Tomorrow, Ocean's Rat Pack is sold out at the Roxy Theater in Lockport. And then we're almost about 20 tickets away of selling out Sunday at the Western Springs Theater for Ocean's Rat Pack Saturday and Sunday. How about one more commercial before we get into Kiss again? Because that's what it's about. It's all Kiss. Talking real estate with Mary Grievous. Mary's in the house. That's right, folks. Don't call her when you're looking to buy and sell in a house. That's right. She is your Local realtor with years of experience and deep understanding in the market. That's right. Contact her when you're considering buying or selling. She's your forever agent. mgrievous@starkre.com. Give her a call at 630-688-1725 or go to mgrievous@starkre.com. And if you're talking about Mary when it comes to real estate, you have to talk about Mary when it comes to the Chicago Music Cruise. MSC World America, January 17th to January 24th. Tony Ocean, the main event band, and Seventh Heaven. That's right. 7 nights. Miami, Honduras, Costa Maya, Cozumel, Ocean Cay. Go to ChicagoMusicCruise.com. Put in Tony Ocean or give Mary a call at 630-688-1725. Say, I want to go on the ocean with Ocean. Ocean's Pit here today. Tribute to Kiss. Happy Halloween, everybody that's watching. So, the Phantom. Then you hear about the Kiss comic book when they actually use their real blood. Parts of their real blood for the red ink. Tell me that at that particular time, I think that's when Gene and Paul got it in their head about the advertising and the merch because they are incredible at that. And we'll talk about that. But wasn't that cool? Did you guys have that comic book?
I didn't have it. No.
I have it.
No, you guys didn't have it. But
wasn't
it great?
I mean,
think about it.
I have it and bought 2 of them, in fact. One I looked at, and I don't know where that one is, but I could actually, I don't know, within 10 minutes probably find where the other one is wrapped in plastic somewhere upstairs in the attic.
And it's probably worth a lot of money. Also, we got some birthdays. There were some birthdays I forgot to say yesterday, so let me get them all right now. Susie Quattro, John Cleese would be 86, Belinda Carlisle, Willie Nelson, Catherine Ross, Jamie Gertz, May Pang, of course, of the famous with John Lennon. You got to love it. Very, very cool. Eric Estrada from Chips, Kathleen Jenner, 76, John Gotti, Doug Flutie. Charlie Daniels, Richard Dreyfuss, Keith Hopwood from Herman's, and my buddy Boyd, your grandchild, child Lydia, if I'm sounding that right. Happy birthday to that. And also today's birthday, guys, Eric Singer turns 67 years old. We're talking about Kiss today, folks. Jim Rowan, Matt Cassane. All right, guys. So the movie, the comic book, and now they do something I don't think any band has ever done, and I could be wrong. They release 4 solo records all at the same day, at the same time.
Yeah.
First of all, incredible idea. I want to shoot out an early birthday to my friend Patrice watching, former Chicago Honey Bear. Hi, Patrice. Happy early birthday. All right, so they come out. Paul, I mean, that was exciting. The covers of all their characters on the one. Did you guys buy them all on the same day?
I
got start with you, Jim.
Oh, good, Jim. Sorry.
Yeah. Jimmy first.
No, in fact, I still don't have them all. Thank God for Spotify. I guess I do. But no, I bought the Ace one. I bought the Gene one. And friends of mine had the other ones. Peter's was kind of a jazzy album. Paul's was a little too light for me. You know, I like Gene, some of the Gene stuff, but Ace, Ace has always been, the guy I like the most in the band. So I
what about you, Matt?
I actually bought Paul's solo album. I was always big Paul Stanley. I loved all the guys, but I heard little snippets of all their albums, and I thought that Paul's, to me at that point, sounded the most like Kiss. And he had a ballad on there called "Hold Me, Touch Me." And I thought that was his little version of having a Beth kind of ballad, And then he had a song called, I think it was called Goodbye or Goodnight. And that was a great song. And just See You in My Dreams Tonight. Was that on Gene? That was on Gene's, right?
I think so.
See You Tonight was on Gene Simmons. Very Beatles.
Yeah.
Was on Gene's solo album. And since I know, Jim, you're a big Ace guy, New York Groove, great song, great cover. Did Ace's album sell better than all? Did his album sell better than all the other ones?
I think so.
It did. It did. It outsold all the other albums, and it was the only one with an actual top 40 single. New York Groove was actually a top 40 single.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool to come out and do that. All right. So when did you guys notice as Kiss fans the starting of the demise of Ace Frehley, Peter Criss? Did you have any idea by following the band that you thought something was not right? Obviously, the Tom Snyder interview, but you didn't know anything about that, right? Were you
I'm a
shocked?
plumber.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's talk, Jimmy. What did you think about that?
Well, all good things come to an end, marriages and stuff like that. It seems, there's only so much you can take of each other. When your work ethics aren't the same, it seems to be that's the way, their demise seemed to happen, whether it was drugs, gambling, not showing up. I've heard stories where Ace is too busy playing cards than to come to the studio. All that kind of stuff would get on, your nerves if you're Gene and Paul trying to do the best.
Yeah.
And then these two guys come up and, calling it in, jobbing it in or whatever. And then years later, they come and they do a reunion tour and stuff like that. And Ace and Peter reproach them about being paid like, the original guys. They've been gone for 20 years and now they want to get paid like, the original founders. And it just doesn't work that way, so
Yeah.
you drift apart. And
Business-wise.
money is a terrible thing. Sometimes, I mean, it could be great, but money could really just ruin things. Also, when you
Well,
think
you know
you're
what?
worth this
Right.
much.
And Matt and what I'm thinking is if you look at a band like that, four guys, you had two business guys, two Jewish guys, worked their business guys, worked ethnic, worked very hard. And you had the other two half Italian guys that went out and said, hell with it, let's have some fun. So even though it was a little crazy, sometimes opposites attract for a while. And I think the control of Ace and Gene made a big dent in that. Who was Ace? Did Ace quit first or was he fired?
No, Peter.
Matt.
Peter quit. No, wait, no. Say Peter was fired. Peter was fired, and then Ace quit like an album or two later.
Yeah, he was credited on that Creatures of the Night album, and he didn't even play on it.
Okay.
That's why.
And what do you think the main
if you do your research, find 3 or 4 different covers of Creatures of the Night. 1 or 2 of them, Ace isn't even on.
Yeah.
So that's what was happening. And
so what happened was is if my recollection is correct, I believe that when they recorded Dynasty, I don't think Peter was on any of the tracks. Maybe I know he sang on them, but I think the guy from David Letterman's band, what was his name? The drummer?
Oh yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Anton Fig.
Anton,
he played
the
with
English
everybody.
guy.
That
He
drummer,
played
too, a lot of studios.
Great drummer.
Anton
Fig. Anton Fig. He actually played on a lot of the tracks on Dynasty, and I know Peter sang a few songs. And then after that, they recorded another album and had a song on it called Shandy, which was the first single. And then they made a music video. I think that was Unmasked. I think that was from Unmasked. And Peter showed up for the video shoot. And then that was it. And then they didn't see him for 15 years. It was like 1980 or 81. And then Peter was out.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Jim, what was your first thought? Go, Jim. What did you feel like when you found out Peter Criss was fired as a Kiss fan?
Well, the band was kind of falling apart once those solo albums came out. And then they did that Unmasked album, and then they weren't unmasked. So you knew something was up. And then, but they came out, I think, was it on MTV, and they had things over their mouths and their sunglasses on without their makeup on and stuff. And like, oh my God, And but once the makeup and everything came off, you're like, oh, they're just a band.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Put the makeup back on.
And,
but even now, people say, "Oh, I want the original band back together and stuff like that." It takes more than just learning your notes. Your work ethic's got to be there. Your talent has got to be kept up. You can't have people coming in and playing for you on studio albums, and it's supposed to be you.
no,
Peter Criss
right.
and Ace, and then there was Gene and Paul. It wasn't like the four of them. Like some bands, like you see, there's four people, like the Ramones were, at one
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
They were a band.
Yeah.
AC/DC and their
Or the Beatles. The Beatles.
heyday.
Hey, the Beatles, same thing. Paul recorded shit without John and George and Ringo knowing.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's the same thing. Matt, what about you when you found out Ace quit? What would you think? Was you kind of like, what the hell? Peter's gone. Ace is gone.
Well, there was a gap. There was I remember my friend Bill got Dynasty in the summer of '79, and we listened to it, and I remember looking at it and thinking to myself, yeah, they look pretty good. And then Dynasty came out, and then I went into high school. The fall of '79, and when I went into high school, it was Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor, Cheap Trick, and Budokan and Dream Police, Tom Petty, Damn the Torpedoes, Get the Knack, Supertramp, Breakfast in America. And by then, by the fall of '79, I had completely left the Kiss army. And I didn't come back. I didn't really come back till the '90s when they had the reunion tour. But I do remember vividly seeing the very first early copy of Lick It Up without the makeup. And I remember thinking to myself, these guys should have left the makeup on. Except for Paul. Paul didn't look too bad. But I was like, the other guys, ooh, that's a scary looking bunch of guys.
Well, Vinnie Vincent, I don't know if it was I thought Vinnie Vincent was a girl at first when I first seen Lick It Up.
Wait, he's not?
And then, you're talking about Vinnie Vincent, John St. John, who he got sick, so he wasn't with the band long, but he was a good guitar player. Tommy Thayer, of course, Bruce Kulick for guitar player wise, and then of course with Peter Criss, you had Eric Singer, Eric Carr, another great voice, great drummer. He passed away too. Eric Carr, sweet guy. Yeah. So Lick It Up comes up. MTV really helped that band.
It took the makeup off.
That video was pretty cool. And they took the makeup off. Were you guys upset? I know Jim said the makeup was off and it was like, they're just regular guys. Matt, what did you think? Holy shit, when you heard Lick It Up, is Kiss dead? Or is Kiss did pretty good without the makeup in those years following up?
The songs,
what did you think on the Lick It Up?
Okay, here's a thing. The songs were still there. Kiss, in my opinion, had great rock songs. They always had great rock songs. And the fact that they put out all these albums without any makeup on was just a reassurance that these guys could actually write decent songs. And I know they had some help once in a while from guys like Desmond Child and stuff. And they had some outside songwriters help out with the ballady power, the what do they call it? The love ballads or the power ballads.
Yeah,
there you go.
Which is a great tune. Actually, it's also Desmond Child's birthday today. Happy birthday, Desmond Child.
Cool.
So you got it. Now, Jimmy, being a musician that you are, I was made for loving you, baby. Disco hits the Kiss market. Fans are flipping out. They jumped on that scene. Did you freak out, or were you like, this ain't too bad? It still kind of rocks. What did you think?
Well, if you see them play that song live, they rock it out. It's got a little beat to it and stuff like that. But the way it was in the studio, as a lot of bands do, it's a little different, and stuff. No, I was of the Stephen Gary Disco Sucks movement. I hated that song when it came out. I absolutely hated it. Like Matt said, that's what drove me away from the Kiss Army. I can't listen to this anymore. But now when I was still with Kings of the Nighttime World, when we were still playing, we added that song. And just like when Kiss plays it live, people go bananas when you start playing that song.
When Tony Ocean does it live, people go bananas. It's a great tune. It's a great tune, and you're right. And it sounds better when I think they might have re-recorded it after that, disco version. Anthony Melchiotti watching. Anthony was a big Kiss fan when I first met Anthony. Of course, the bass player with my old band, our old band, 1313, Big Bang Rodeo, and now with Billy and the Vintage Saints. He was a big Kiss fan, I remember. But and I still think it was a great tune. And then the only number one song they have, number one, Beth, written by Peter Criss. It had to kill Gene and Paul.
You
It-
think?
What I mean, Matt, what you think's on that one? What do you think? I mean, come on.
Well, I do think that
I love the song. Wait, I love the song. I love the song. One of my favorites.
I do think that Beth was originally a B-side to Detroit Rock City. And at some point, somebody called a radio station and said, you know, that single that you've been playing, Detroit Rock City, has a really good song on the other side. Why don't you flip it over and play it? And then whatever DJ that was, the fans were like, oh my God, it's so nice. And all the girls, suddenly Beth comes out and there's like tons of girls going to see Kiss concerts.
Okay, Jim, Anthony just gave us a question, and you might know the answer to this. I don't know it, but Anthony's going to tell us. What famous pop star wrote the Kiss hit War Machine?
Bryan Adams.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Bryan
Yeah.
Adams.
Yeah. Yeah.
And remember, Bryan Adams also wrote some stuff for Loverboy, too. So Bryan Adams, which still is a great rocker. This is Ocean's Pit, the 1 hour special here on Halloween. We're just talking Kiss. Matt Kassane, funny man, actor, comic, of course, Jim Irwin, lead singer of TNT, AC/DC, and Kiss band as well. And we're talking Kiss. Merchandise. The genius that they were, your opinion, Jim. I mean, Kiss condoms, Kiss coffins. I mean, you know what? And Anthony Milk, when we were in Big Bang Rodeo, Anthony sent. He was Anthony, another guy, marketing genius. He sent a box of TNT, cowboy boots, Jack Daniels, and our demo tape to Simmons Records, and that's how we got on Star Search. Because of Simmons Records with our band, Big Bang Rodeo. But beside what I'm trying to say, what did you think about the whole merch thing? Being a Kiss fan, did that kind of they put their mark on anything, right, Jimmy?
Yeah. Yeah. If it sells, why not? You know, I guess Gene Simmons, the production whore that he is, I guess. They have Kiss coffins. They have pinball. The Kiss pinball machine was actually really good. I remember that.
Yeah, and it's probably worth a nice little penny if you've got one. How many members? I have no idea. But wait, Richard said the song Beth was originally Beck.
Yeah,
From
a previous band.
Yep.
Yeah, from a previous
cool.
band.
Thank you, Richard. We're learning something new every day.
Gene,
Kiss Army.
Gene,
yeah,
just as far as that goes, real fast. Gene is the one that said, or their manager told him, you can't call it Beck because everyone's going to think you're singing a love song about Jeff Beck.
Right.
So they just changed it to Beth. Makes a lot of sense. It was close.
The words were a little different too. The words were a little different too. The words were a little different too. Something about I know you like complaining or something like that he said in it, but they changed it to whatever what that's in the song now. The words are a little different.
I mean, it's almost the same.
The band is Chelsea.
Okay, but it's almost the same thing. It's
exactly the same song except for a couple of things.
A couple of things are different, but it's almost like Journey's Faithfully. He's singing to his wife being on the road. Gene Simmons, Peter Criss was singing to Beth. I wish I was there with the guys playing. So the theme was the same kind of thing there, which is kind of interesting. I don't know how many members are in the Kiss Army. Were you guys Kiss? Did you guys get the little card? Were you guys actually Kiss Army members?
Yes, actually.
I never was in the actual Kiss Army. I never signed up for it. But just a little side note, I did interview the guy for my podcast on Spreaker, by the way. I did interview the guy that invented the Kiss Army. He's still around. He's a school teacher. He's an elementary school teacher in Indiana.
Wow. See that? Cool. Very cool. And we're learning some stuff, folks, whether you're interested or not. We are learning something. Another thing that's weird, it's Halloween, right? One of the great magicians, the great Harry Houdini guys, he died in Halloween night, October 31st, 1926. It's weird that he would die on Halloween night, being a magician, the great Harry Houdini, which probably would have loved Kiss if he's seen him. We're talking Kiss, the great. We got Peter Criss coming out with a new solo album after 18 years. Let's go with you, Matt, first. Matt, are you excited about that?
No, I'm not. I love Peter as the Catman, as the drummer for Kiss, and everyone mocked Peter, and they said that he was a terrible drummer, and I just think he was very underrated. I think he had some great drum parts. If you just listen to the first couple albums, I mean, he was really good. And he could sing and play drums at the same time, and he had a great rock and roll voice back in the early days.
Yeah, Hard Luck Woman, a great song. Is a Maggie May ripoff, if you think about it. Almost got some of the same chords. You're absolutely right, Anthony. Jim Irwin, what are you thinking about this Peter Criss album? Will you even buy it or Spotify it? Will you at least give it a listen?
Sure, I'll give it a listen. It's supposed to be a little hard rock than his earlier ones and stuff, but then again, 18 years, that's a lifetime to some people. So we'll see what kind of musicians he surrounded himself with, and who else is on the album. Is it anybody of name, fame on the album, or is it just a bunch of musicians he knows, or if Slash is playing guitar?
It would be kind of cool. Yeah, you don't know. What was really cool, and now they break up, and always Jerry Lynn says, of course, Peter is a great drummer. The question all the Kiss Army and regular Kiss fans, whether will they ever get back together, the four, and all of a sudden, Unplugged, MTV. I remember watching it when they started with the four, and all of a sudden, towards the end, they bring up Ace, they bring up Peter. They do a bunch of great songs. They did See You Tonight. They did a bunch of songs at MTV. What a great platform to do it. What was your thought? Let's start with Matt. Matt, what was your thought? Is this Kiss? They're back together. They're going to make a new record. They're going to tour. What was your thoughts? I was excited seeing Unplugged.
I was too. I think we all came back for the reunion tour. All the Kiss fans from the '70s, and it was really a kind of a sweet little thing. I don't want to say a lot of us turned our backs on Kiss, but unfortunately we did. And we all matured. And, Kiss was, the band of the 70s. If you were in grade school or junior high school and you had these guys in this makeup and they're blowing crap up and they're spitting blood and they're breathing fire. I mean, what kid doesn't like that? It's amazing. It's the greatest show ever. It's like a rock concert meets a circus or something, man. It's nuts, A 12-year-old boy is going to go, holy crap, this is the best thing I've ever seen, But as you get older, you just like your musical tastes mature. But we all came back for the reunion, and the Unplugged thing was great. And Ace and Peter sounded amazing. They sounded great. They were so good. It was perfect. It was beautiful. I loved it.
Jimmy, what did you think? Ace is back. Peter, I mean, were you excited when you seen it on MTV?
Sure. I mean, who wouldn't be if you're a true fan to see the original four get together with the current lineup or whatever? You were always hope for something better, but as you learn through life, you can't go back. Whoever your favorite players are, the original four people in Kiss, and then two guys leave, and you're like, oh gee, I wish that was still like that. Unfortunately, you can't put the genie back into the bottle. Enjoy it while you can.
But if you look at the Eagles, the Eagles did it, and it's rumors now that Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks supposedly, and Lindsey Buckingham are talking again, and they're going to do it. They're going to go out with millions and millions of dollars. We're Steve Perry to get back with Journey. We're still waiting for Dennis DeYoung to get back with Kiss. Stuff that probably won't. With Styx, probably won't. But we're still waiting for it. Waiting for it. And then all of a sudden, let's start off with Jimmy. Psycho Circus hits. Did you think, what the hell, or were you excited?
Yeah, I went to that tour. You had 3D glasses you put on at certain times at the Rosemont Horizon or Allstate Arena, whatever it's called, and you had to look at the screen and stuff. It's the first time. That was a first for me. I will give Kiss credit. Sometimes they really try and break ground on newer effects or technology or showmanship or something, whatever the proper term is there. But yeah, Psycho Circus was cool. You see the original four guys together. And I don't think Ace was on that album at all, if I'm not mistaken, other than maybe singing Into the Void.
Yeah, but what about, did you like, Matt, what about the material? Did you like the material on Psycho Circus?
I'm not sure if I even heard Psycho Circus, dude. I couldn't name you one title. I remember hearing it, and then I just remember thinking I just was whatever. It wasn't for me. But I will tell you this: when there was a tribute band in 1993, I think 1993, 94, they came to Chicago, and they played at the Limelight in Chicago. And it was the first big Kiss tribute band, and they were really good. I mean, they had the explosions, they had the outfits, they had everything, and they were perfect. And the Limelight was packed. It was the Dome Room at the Lightlight. This is like early 90s. And I went with a couple of buddies who were huge Kiss fans. And this is before the reunion even came around. And I thought to myself, I really freaking miss this, man. I miss Kiss. This is before the reunion was even announced. I can't remember what the name of that band was. If anybody remembers, between 91 and 93 sometime, and they were fantastic though. We were the place went nuts. It was like Kiss was there.
It makes sense. Jerry Lynn says there was a Kiss fans, and then there were people that made fun of Kiss fans. Kiss put on a great concert, but fans either liked them or hated them for some reason. Right. Jerry Lynn, you're absolutely right. You either like Kiss or you didn't like Kiss. Psycho Circus. And were you guys shocked when you heard that, okay, these guys are out again? Peter and Ace are out again, and now we're going to go back to being the regular two guys with the other musicians. Were you shocked that wasn't going to last long? Tim?
Well, how like I said, how can you go back? There's more than just putting on the makeup and learning the material. You got to be, you got to get along. You got to be like family. At least be accountable like family. And if you're not at that same level as the other two that pull away from you and are being more business-like and less party-like, that eventually puts a divide in things, unfortunately.
What about you, Matt? Okay, Pete's gone, Peter's gone, Ace is gone. Now they're back to the regular band. Did that affect you at all?
Well, I never was that. I never thought for a second that it was going to last. I knew that it wasn't going to last. And I was happy that it got as long as it did. Was it 5 years? I think they did about 5 years together. Right. About 5 years.
Yeah.
And then, but I wasn't surprised. But one thing that we need to touch on that a lot of people don't know about this story. This is going back to the 70s. It's the Cadillac High School story. Are you guys familiar? The Cadillac High School story. So Cadillac High School in Cadillac, Michigan, they had a football team, and they were like really good. And then they had this one. They had this one season where they started off with 2 losses in a row, and the coach didn't know what to do. And he actually started playing Kiss music in the locker room, and then they won. And then they won all their games. They wound up being 7-2, and they won conference and all that stuff. But it's a great story about this small little town in Cadillac, Michigan. And then Kiss came there and they played a concert and they had a parade and they were there for the homecoming game and everything. And they left the football stadium just like a Hard Day's Night by helicopter. And they were supposed to make they were going to make a move. Just one. They were going to make a movie about this whole thing, a real movie. Let's call it Cadillac.
Cadillac would be kind of cool. You know,
Yeah.
Ocean Spit, little show about big things. We're here talking about KISS for the hour, folks. Let's talk about our good sponsor, Armando Supermarkets. Buy local, shop local. 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois. Our good friends, Danny from Armando Supermarkets. KISS, 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 KISS. Then you get to tribute acts. Talking about tribute bands in general. I mean, there's Strutter out there. There's Thunder. There's so many bands right there. There's one called Slutter, which is all female. There's one called Midget Kiss. And there's one called Fat Kiss of all fat guys playing Kiss. There's Midget Kiss. There's this Kiss. There's that Kiss. Let's talk about tribute bands in general. We're in a Kiss tribute act. Being KISS, were you? I mean, what are you a fan? Now let's remember, guys, especially in the Chicago circuit, when the first couple tribute bands came out, they were destroyed from the original rock bands. Oh, they're going tribute. Oh, it's like when the original acts go, oh, they're using tracks. The tracks are working more than the ones that are not using tracks, you know, that kind of stuff. So what I was trying to say is the KISS, I remember one of the very first tribute acts. I know in Chicago, I remember Fairweather was Genesis, American English, the Beatles, that I can remember growing up. Then you had Rick Cicito. And then we came out, I remember, with Cheap Trick, Moe's Dream Police. And then we had Infinity that did Journey when it first came out. So, Matt, I mean, let's go with Jim. Jim, being a musician, did you say to yourself all that? Or then when you jumped on doing it with ACD, you got a great band, TNT, and then you did the KISS thing. What's your old take on tribute acts?
Tribute acts, in as short a way I can say it is, keeps the music alive of things that you used to go and see when it was more affordable. I used to go see KISS. It was $16 for a ticket, and they'd be here for 4 nights. So we'd go all 4 nights. Now I got to get on a payment plan, right? So it's a nice thing that tribute bands do, that they help you relive that feeling you had when you went and saw, like you say, the Eagles or an AC/DC or KISS band and stuff like when my band Kings of the Nighttime World plays and stuff. It was so much fun. You know, here's the boys, you know, I mean,
Cool.
putting on the makeup, the outfit, reliving, you know, your youth, so to speak, playing Rockstar for an hour and a half. It's a magical experience. And then people get to come out, and they also, they're so, you know, polite and loving and supportive. When you play, like, I got to tell you, when you go out on stage and there's 1,000 people standing there for you, it's really nice feeling, you know, that people would show up and they can go anywhere.
It's a good feeling, and you got to remember this too, though. There's the tribute acts who dress up exactly to look like them, and there's a lot of tribute acts out there just come out with regular guys or girls and just do the songs. It's kind of cool. I don't know how many tribute acts that I know, but Matt was there, witnessed in Rockford when the Dream Police played, and then who walked in through the door? Here's Moe's Dream Police playing Cheap Trick. Bunny Carlos walks in. Rick Nielsen walks in, and not only do they watch the show, by the second set, they're playing up with us. So
cool.
The coolest feeling in the world for a tribute act to do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Matt, what's your take on tribute acts? What's your take on tribute acts?
You know, as long I'm not, they don't have to, for me, they don't have to dress exactly like the band. I mean, if they could dress like him and look like him and sound like him, well, that's even a bonus. I'm looking for more sound. I want it to sound great. You know, I want it to sound great visually. That's one thing. I mean, if they got the look down, that's fine. You know, but I know you guys were talking about AC/DC tributes, and that's great. But you know, if the Angus guy, right, if the Angus guy is like 7 feet tall, then visually it's not working for me. But as long as they sound great, I don't give a shit. If the Angus guy is 7 feet tall, but they sound good, I don't care as long as they rock.
We,
Well,
we
Jimmy's
auditioned-
TNT rocks. I've
we-
seen
we
the
aud-
AC/DC band.
we
Jimmy's band.
auditioned a guy years ago, and on the phone he says, "I want it to be just like AC/DC and everything else." And we got to look the part, we got to dress the part, and everything. He shows up, and he's like 6'5", and he's left-handed, and he's going to be Angus, and he's the guy that wants it to be exact. Like, okay. But yeah, no, we've gone out and spent the money on the right equipment, the outfit. They try and act the same way, you know. We even have a few cannons that were made that have some geysers in it that go off at the end for those about to rock. And we don't have
Nice.
the bell
Yeah.
yet. It's too much, you know, to ask the crew to carry a big ass bell for us. So, but other than that, we're okay.
Oh, it's like, what do you mean we're not going to do Stonehenge? We're not going to do Stonehenge.
I'm gonna come on stage.
You know
in a
what?
big
Speaking
coffin.
of that, did you see the new one? The new one is a joke. Don't waste your money on the new Spinal Tap.
Oh,
It was
no.
horrible.
Uh,
Horrible.
You know what?
that's-
Just
My opinion.
I just real quick, Jim, you're talking about the giant bell. I actually saw AC/DC. A friend of mine gave me tickets back in May at Soldiers Field, and it was a great show. But they don't have the bell anymore. It's on a video screen now.
Yeah, because our crew is older too, and they don't want to move it.
Cheaper.
Yeah.
They don't want to move it either. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about piggings. We're talking about Kiss for the next 10 minutes, folks. Actually, the whole hour. You know what it's time for? It's time for the JRC Ace Hardware Minute. That's right. It's called The Weather. That's right on this show, folks. That's right. Brought to you by the JRC Ace Hardware Minute. October 31st. It's the weather. That's right. 63% humidity, 9-mile-an-hour winds, folks. 20% chance of rain between 8 and 10 o'clock. Hopefully it won't screw up the kids' trick-or-treating, but I don't even think it even goes that late anymore. I think it starts over here by our house about 4 o'clock. But that is the weather. Brought to you by JRC Ace Hardware Stores. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors be forward with their neighborhoods. We got about 9 minutes left, guys. And again, Matt Cassane, funny man, actor, comedian. Jim Irwin, of course, singer with TNT and the Kiss Band and a musician for a long time. What we're going to talk about, where were you, Jim Irwin, when you heard Ace Frehley passed away?
Oh, here at home. Here at home, I saw a post on it that he was in critical condition and that, you know, they're watching him and stuff. I think Eddie Trunk posted something, and then I don't know. The next day, I heard he passed away. Yeah, I guess he fell in his studio.
Were you
weeks back?
Okay, Matt, what about you?
Yeah, I've been reading updates online for a few days that Ace was in bad shape and it wasn't looking good. That's what they kept saying. It's not looking good, and I just was, you know, at that point you're just waiting. You're just waiting for the announcement. Yeah.
And you know what I found really, through the stories I've read through the years of Kiss, every time they talk about what Gene and Paul would talk about Peter and Ace, and I read all their books. I read all the individual books. It's almost like they couldn't stand these guys. It would never give them a time of day. It was very humbling to see Paul, Gene. I knew Peter was going to be there, but I don't know if Paul, the way they talked about Gene, Ace, and Peter, I didn't know if Gene and Paul would actually show up to the wake or the funeral. But I was happy they did. Do you think they do a memorial concert with Peter and maybe get, like you were saying, Matt, maybe get some star-studded guitar players to come in on different songs, Slash, Joe Satriani, or somebody coming in and do a special tribute to Ace? You think they'll do something like that? Start off with you, Matt.
I don't. If you want my honest opinion, I don't think they're going to do that. I would be great. There might be a tribute show. I don't think Kiss is going to sanction it, and I don't think that Paul and Gene will show up. If they do, then that's great too. But I think Eddie Trunk will probably put it together and just have a lot of guys from his stable. You know, like he's got a lot of friends. Eddie's got a lot of friends. They come in on his show, and they could all get together and have a jam session, even if it's just a YouTube live feed at the Whiskey in Los Angeles. and different guys can get on stage and play. That would be awesome because there's so many people that were influenced by Kiss and Ace, you know. So I think it would be great. I would definitely watch it. If it was a charge, I would spend $20 to watch it.
To watch it. Jimmy, what about you? You think they'll do it?
Yeah, I think something will come out of the works. Like he said, I don't think Gene and Paul will sanction it, so to speak, but who wouldn't want to play a tribute to Ace, you know?
Yeah.
I'll play.
Yeah, right, exactly. A question that you got to
Tell me when
ask.
and where.
Yeah, right, exactly. And you know, we're covering a lot about Kiss. There's a couple more questions here before we go. You talked about Brian Epstein with Beatles. You talked about Colonel Tom Parker with Elvis. Doc McGee, was he a major reason why you believe that Kiss was big as they were?
Well, in my opinion, it was Bill Aucoin and Neil Bogart. Bill Aucoin and Neil Bogart, and there was a lady too. I forgot her name. Biowitz. Something. Last name was Biowitz. She was Bill Aucoin's assistant, I think. But the three of those three people are and Sean Delaney too. God bless him, Sean Delaney too. Those people are the ones that really got Kiss going. And and one thing I do want to there was a documentary years ago. It was a homemade documentary by Kiss fans. It was called Kiss Loves You, and they featured a guy on that documentary. And Jim, I'm not sure if you ever saw it. He was actually an Ace impersonator too, and he wrote a song about Ace. They wrote a song about Ace, and not to slam any of the guys that ever played guitar in Ace, but there was a line that I always remember about Ace Frehley, and that is, nobody has a Tommy Thayer tattoo.
Yeah. It's funny you said that because I got a Kiss tattoo on my leg, and it was of the original four guys. And when I went in, the tattoo artist had Tommy Thayer drawn with the Ace makeup on. It's funny you said that just now. And he go, and I go, that's not correct. And he went, what's the difference? I went, are you kidding me? Here, look.
There it is, baby. There it is. There it is.
This was Tommy Thayer. And I'm like, does anybody else know Kiss in this place? No, I'll do it. And he went and redid it and found a picture of him. It's funny that you said that.
So you fixed. So wait a minute. So you fixed the tattoo and made it Ace again?
Yeah.
Oh.
And you made it.
I made him go online and get Aces. He goes, "What's the difference? It's the same makeup." I go, "It's not. If I have to tell you,
it's not." So let's and since Jim, you're a guitar player. Out of the three, Eric, I mean John St. John, Vinnie Vincent, Tommy Thayer, Bruce Kulick. Who do you think was the best guitar player to fit Kiss after Ace? Forget the makeup. Forget the makeup. I'm talking about musician-wise.
I like Bruce a lot. I like Bruce Kulick a lot. I thought he was really good. But there, to be at that level and be selected by those two picky guys, you got to be pretty darn good. So just my opinion of popularity of who I like, maybe not be the most sound answer, but I know what I like and I know what I don't like. And I didn't like I Was Made for Loving You.
There you go. Matt, what do you think about, let's go with you with guitar players. Who did you think was fit best Kiss? I mean, wasn't Thayer with them the longest or Bruce with them the longest after Ace left?
I don't remember how long those guys were. Each guy was with. I got all the Kissology videos. I got volume 1, 2, and 3. And I watched them all several times, and all the bonus stuff, and I looked for all the Easter eggs. And there a couple things. I think it's volume 1. There's a bonus thing. It's hidden. It's called an Easter egg of Kiss playing without makeup on at Ace Frehley's wedding in the 70s.
Wow.
You got to look very carefully for it. It's very hard to find. It might be on YouTube now, but watching all those videos and all the different guitar players, it's hard to judge because here, look, they're all playing Ace's parts, but as far as like just being just a complete maniac, like rocking out, I'm not a fan. I'm not taking sides against the other guys, but Vinnie Vincent was nuts.
Yeah.
When he was in the band, I mean, there was some energy there, but I heard he was just like Gene said he was the most self-destructive person he'd ever met.
And I thought he said that about Gene, about Ace and Peter. So I guess there was even one more person that was more crazier than ever.
Right.
Guys, real fast. Jimmy, how many times you see Kiss?
More than I can count on both fingers and both hands and both toes and feet and everything else. I've seen them a lot. 20.
What was the first? What was the first year? Wait a minute, Jim. What was the first show? What year? What year?
In the 70s, like during their heyday when they put all those albums out in 76, 77. Probably during all that.
Where was it? Do you remember where you went? What venue?
No, I don't. Maybe
you don't remember? Okay.
Maybe the amphitheater. Maybe the stadium.
Okay.
I don't know. It's been a lot of shows, my friend.
Were you on? Did you go see him at the Dynasty tour, Jim?
How about you, Matt?
I think so.
Okay.
I saw him a lot. It's
okay.
It was like Kiss is coming to town.
How many times you see him?
Okay, I'm gonna lose you guys now. I know Jim is gonna think I'm a total fake fan, but I'm not. I only saw Kiss once.
Okay.
My parents would not let me go see them. My parents would not let me go see them in the 70s. They refused to let me go, but they let me go see the Bay City Rollers.
I bet.
I seen the Bay City Rollers too. Uptown Theater. All right, guys, we're almost done. It's 1 o'clock.
I got to dedicate something to our buddy Jeff, who passed away from pancreatic cancer, from our Kings of the Nighttime world. He was our Paul Stanley.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Prayers, man.
Cancer.
Prayers.
So.
Prayers to your friend, buddy. Prayers to your son. Maybe he's jamming up there. Maybe he's jamming up with Ace.
I hope so.
That's a great thing, guys. A couple things, though, real fast. And then I want to know real quick, we were over time. Jimmy, what are you promoting? TNT, where are they playing next?
November 15th at venue 220 in Chicago. It's like on Higgins, just east of Harlem. And then we've got some shows coming up early in January. December, we take off for the holidays and coldness and stuff like that.
What about you, Matt? What do you got coming up?
People can call me and book me 708-606-4187. If they want Chris Farley, Donald Trump, Blues Brothers, a Bears guy, I'm available. Give me a call.
You got it, folks. And another thing, Jimmy, who's your favorite Kiss member?
Ace.
What about you, Matt? Favorite Kiss member?
It's a tough one. I've always been a Paul guy. I've always been a Paul Stanley guy.
My favorite was Peter Criss. Guys, tonight we're going to be at Chicago Prime Steakhouse. It is a costume party, $100 cash prize. Tomorrow, Ocean's Rat Pack sold out at the Roxy Theater in Lockport. Sunday, 20 tickets left for Western Springs Theater, and that show is sold out. We got a bunch of other stuff coming up. The 4th will be at the Tivoli Theater in Downers Grove, Ocean's Rat Pack Christmas show with Rick Lindy and the Wild Ones. December 6th will be in Indianapolis at Man Hatters. And November 9th, folks, Tony Ocean and Friends at the Des Plaines Theater. Tony Ocean, the Main Event Band. We got about a bunch of great singers. Oshows.com. It's going to be fun. Matt, before we go with birthdays, real fast. Birthdays, guys. Kelly Osbourne, 41 years old. Kevin DeBrow of Quiet Riot. Winona Ryder, 54 years old. Brad Paisley. Roy Rogers Jr. Bill Gates, can't stand him. Dennis Franz, of course. Julia Roberts. William Dafoe. Barry Gibbs, 79. Juan Phoenix, 51. And Whitey Ford, of course, former New York Yankee, guys. It has come to the end of the hour. I want to thank our friends from Imperialex. Imagine putting your money to work for you, becoming your own bank, making your dream retirement reality with lifetime income. Wendy Thompson, Craig Conklin help you create personal pensions, grow your wealth, secure a legacy. It's never too late to start. Take charge of financial future today with Imperialex. Call them 630-891-890-1213. And our friends from Ace Hardware guys, buy Christmas lights on sale now all month long. Outdo your neighbors with a string of 100 starting as low as $9.99, and get a free $10 gift card when you purchase a $50 gift card to a limit. That's Aces, the place, buy local, shop local. Guys, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys about KISS. We want everybody, guys, to have an incredible weekend. Check out my buddy Matt Cassane. Check out my buddy Peter Merwin. And before we go, give me a little Trump, Matt, a little Trump about KISS.
I just want to let everybody know that I'm a huge KISS fan, and they're going to be playing at my 75th birthday party. It's going to be great.
It's going to be huge.
Make
It's
America
going to be
great
huge.
again.
It's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge.
Guys, buy local, shop local. Support local establishments. Support live entertainment. Support local restaurants. Go out there. Be kind to everybody, folks. And just because you're offended on this show or any other show doesn't mean you're right. Peace and love, as Ringo Starr would say, John Lennon would say, and I'm sure Ace Frehley's looking on going, peace and love, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Have a great weekend. Happy Halloween. Giving out candy today. Don't be cheap. Get the big bars of chocolate candy, not the small little cheap ones. Get the big ones because they're gonna be egging your house and throwing toilet paper on your trees. Big Snickers, big stuff. Guys, Nick Hodges, the piano man, take us out. Goodbye every weekend. See you Monday. Bye-bye.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony.
Thanks. Can't hear you. You're still there. I can't hear you.
That's okay. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.